Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Well, we know that the gut, we have a second brain in our gut, and gut is now connected with our brain. So, keeping our gut healthy is critical, very, very critical, cannot overemphasize. So, that's what we are talking today about simple tips to or simple daily rituals that you can do to keep your gut healthy. To talk about this particular topic, I have Dr. Risha. She is a naturopath as well as an Ayurveda doctor who has been working internationally. Welcome, Dr. Risha.
Hi, Amita. Good morning. Good morning from India.
All right, let's just go dive into the topic and
Yes.
whatever your thoughts are.
Yeah, so as we know, whenever we talk about holistic health and well-being, the first thing that anybody who knows about holistic wellness is that we are all about gut healing and gut health. So, and it's a process that you need to do on a daily basis. It's not like you wait for something to happen and then switch to things that help you heal your gut or keep it healthy. So, this topic actually revolves around what are the things you can do day to day on a day-to-day basis to help your body and maintain a healthy gut. So I think one of the very important things that I keep telling my patients every day also is that what we eat food 3 times a day. So make sure whatever food you are taking has some form of fermented food which has natural probiotics in it. Like if you talk about like ayurveda, there's a lot of discussion about takra or buttermilk, which people can take on a daily basis. Even a lot of people who have lactose sensitivity are okay with that. Inclusion of probiotic foods in your meals is very, very important. And I have seen people who, when they add this step in their diet, it makes a lot of difference to their health, be it bloating, infections, or skin problems. It all starts with the gut, and the moment you start adding good bacteria to your diet, and you may not have to take like capsules straight away. You can just manipulate your diet accordingly. And providing food is something I think that is a really, really good ritual that anybody can follow effortlessly every day just by being a little more conscious of your choices of food. So kimchi, if you are from Southeast Asia, sauerkraut, like the Germans eat it a lot, and if you're an Indian, buttermilk or our homemade achars and pickles, all of these are fermented food that are very rich in probiotics. The other thing is it's like very simple thing that people I think tend to forget a lot of times is drinking enough water. Like if you have especially constipation issue, many a times we see that there is a problem with the water intake, and you really need to maintain at least 2 liters of drinking, 2 to 2.5 liters of water per day. There are many theories about how you should drink 5 liters of water per day, or maybe wake up and drink 2 liters straight away. I don't want to go crazy on those things for anybody because everybody's body and metabolism is different, and drinking water should be kept simple. So simple habit of drinking at least 2 liters of water a day can actually make a difference to your gut. And if you start doing it by first thing in the morning, you drink at least 500 ml water, I think you are good to go for the rest of the day. The third thing is that you have to identify what type of pattern your gut follows. Like some people tend to get constipated easily. For others, it is the loose stool version. Like whenever they eat something wrong or they're stressed out or anything, they either get constipated or they start having loose bowel movement. So accordingly, you have to maintain your gut. So this includes actually 3 and 4 rituals. So if you get constipated, you have to have habits like identify how much fiber you need in your diet, include foods in your fruits in your diet, and also if needed, if you are dependent on laxative and all, you need to identify if your bowel is sluggish or not. Like if you're diabetic or have thyroid issues, you may have additional sluggish bowel as well. So you need to work around those issues and identify your problem. Like if you are the constipated type, you work around it. If you're the diarrheal type, work around the loose motion issue. Also on the root causes of it. Sometimes there are gut infections because of which these problems occur. So you have to work around those things accordingly, changing your diet on a daily basis. Then we comes to herbals. So Ayurveda is all about herbals and herbal medicine, and we have so many gut related specific herbals for specific health conditions. But there are some herbs that people actually can take on a daily basis, like most people can take, like giloy or guruchi, we say. And there is Harad, which is in Ayurveda, actually is called like the mother of all herbs, and if this it takes care of the gut like a mother. So Haritaki powder is something that people can include in their diets to maintain a healthy gut as a daily ritual. And besides, there is Amla, or which has a lot of vitamin C, and there's a lot of research on Amla, or which is you call as Indian gooseberry, and this actually improves the secretion of IgG antibody in our gut. So it also helps regulate our immune system. So herbs like this that work on our immune system through the gut, that help regulate the gut on a daily basis, are actually very helpful to be if they are included in our diet as a part of daily ritual. Then we come to supplementation. Like some people, there are lots of products in the market, and every day some one or the other person would ask me, what should I take for my gut to maintain a very very healthy environment or something. As if you would ask me, is there a secret to a healthy gut? So there's actually no secret, but you really have to find what is your secret. So what is that thing that works for you? You have to find that option first of all. So supplements, I mean, from glucosamine to glutamine to glyphosate, there are so many things like vitamins, minerals are available in the market. But for a layperson, if you want to start from one thing, I would suggest B complex vitamins. A lot of people are deficient in them, and if you're a vegetarian, chances are you might have deficiency of B12 as well. So meeting up your deficiencies should be the first step towards supplementation. So start doing your vitamin supplements first of all, and you can identify your deficiencies also by working with your holistic practitioner, and then make up for those deficiencies before you go on to more repair stuff or detox stuff even. Another very important thing that I want to say here is that every time somebody thinks about gut health, they start doing detoxes, which I think is very, very wrong, because many a times, if you've never had detox experience in the past and you are too toxic, you can actually have a very bad reaction. The reason is all because either you are having a lot of deficiencies or you are too sick and your body cannot take that detox. So we need to take things slow in that regard. So don't just jump to detoxes every time you feel like your stomach is not feeling well or you are chronically constipated. You have to take the things slow as well sometimes. So supplementation, very handy, but you have to be careful with that. Then we come to exercising. So there are a lot of yoga poses that you can do to maintain a very healthy gut. Then again, it is very specific to sometimes to issues related to the gut, like if you have IBS, do certain things. If you have uh, gas bloating issue, do something else. And then if you have infections, you need to avoid certain poses and then do something else. So exercising, very important part of gut health, because when you move around, your intestines move, your juices are secreted in a better way. The way your body is releasing enzymes in your food actually also gets affected. So it's very important that you make exercise an important part of your routine to maintain your gut. There are a lot of studies that suggest that exercising can actually help improve insulin sensitivity. It can help improve PCOS conditions in women dealing with it. And there are short-term effects, and then there are long-term effects. Then you work on high-intensity interval training when you talk about sensitivities and things like that. And all this starts from healing the gut. So it's important that you identify the kind of exercise that works for your body, and then I make it a part of your routine. Do gentle yoga sometimes, maybe include a few strength training sessions in your weekly routine. You don't have to, like, everybody does not aim to have a chiseled body. You just, what your aim should be is to have a fit body that in and a fit mind. So for that, you just need like 30 minutes every day for at least 5 times a week. And this is a rule that I think everybody should follow. And post pandemic, I think we all are caught up with this staying at home situation, which is still uh, hasn't fully unwinded in many countries. So exercising for at least 30 minutes as a ritual has become very, very essential for our bodies. So this makes up for about 8 points here. And coming to the last 2 points, I would like to include stress management here. A lot of people don't understand that there is a connection between the gut and our brain, and vice versa. So every time somebody gets stressed, sooner or later the gut gets affected. And some people are genetically inclined to it, so they start seeing it, the changes right away. For others, it takes time. So um, if I tell you this today and you start noticing it from today onwards, you will realize that there are certain situations when you are in, when you feel triggered or when you feel really stressed out, you're sleep deprived, or you've had a heated argument with somebody. A lot of people get nervous diarrhea because of the same reason, performance pressure and things like that. So there's a loop, or the gut brain axis, that a lot of functional medicine nowadays talks about, that stress and your gut affect each other, vice versa. So you have to really work around managing that day-to-day stress. And the funny part is that a lot of people don't know that they are very stressed, and they feel like, okay, it's a day-to-day thing, I do it every day, I work every day for 12 hours, nothing new, why should I be stressed? This is the most important thing to understand. You are adding stress to your body every day. Just because you haven't broken down yet doesn't mean that you are not stressed. So you have to identify the kind of stressors you are dealing with on a daily basis, based on your lifestyle, your work profile, your triggers that you have every day in your life, the type of work environment you have, your family life, relationships, things like that, physical stress, emotional stress. You need to work on that on a daily basis to manage your stress, and then, because that can affect your gut. And the most simple thing that people can do to manage that stress is actually just breathing exercises. You can actually go to bed. I tell people, like, every time there's a lot of people, when we talk about relaxation techniques, people think, oh, it's meditation, so how can I do it, I cannot concentrate. So one of the things is that it takes time, and the simplest thing that you can do to meditate or just unwind yourself at the end of the day is just do breathing exercises for 4 to 5 minutes. Start with 1 or 2 minutes if you just really cannot sit and focus, and then extend that time period to 5 to 10 minutes, and then you will start seeing the difference in your quality of sleep, in the way your bowel is moving, in the way you just basically perceive life in general. These are like long-term effects of practicing mindful breathing every day. So you really don't have to become a yogi to do that. You just have to have some simple 5 minutes habits every day, which can actually help heal your gut and manage your stress as well. And lastly, I want to talk about, very, very basic no-brainer thing, which is avoiding bad food, like junk food, food-like substances, packaged foods, sugar-loaded food, salt-loaded food, everything that is available over the counter, which is loaded with preservatives. So be mindful of your choices. Whatever food you buy from the market, even if it's packaged, learn to read labels, learn to read your food labels, learn to identify what they mean. Like sugar, for instance, is actually hidden as under 200 names according to one study in our packets, and we have no idea about it. So the food industry actually is very good at fooling us. So as like by now everybody knows that you should be avoiding sugar in your food, so they've started hiding it under different names, and people have no clue what this is actually nothing but just sugar in the form of corn syrup, or aspartame, or things like that. Even artificial sweetener like aspartame, actually they are more harmful as compared to natural or regular white sugar. So be very mindful of your day-to-day food choices. What you are eating and what you're putting in your body is, I think, the first should be the first as well as the last step towards managing your gut health on an everyday basis. So these are, I think, some of the rituals that if people follow, we can actually avoid a lot of day-to-day things. These rituals, I think, they make you aware of your gut health, because a lot of people, most people, I mean, who are not from the this line of work, or who are not oriented towards keeping themselves fit on a daily basis unless and until they fall sick. They tend to be unaware of what kind of things they should do on a daily basis to manage their gut health. So this is something that is very, very basic. Everybody can follow, and you don't really need a prescription for this. Like, you do these 10 things and you are actually managing a lot of gut issues on a daily basis. So these are the
Well,
things that, yeah.
yeah. No, I think these are great tips which we overlook, right? I mean, these are simple
Yeah.
things. We need to bring it into our daily rituals or a daily routine. As Ayurveda talks about it in the Charya, right? It has a very
Yes.
specific task that you're supposed to do. And if you do that, you will be overall healthier,
Yeah.
not having all these issues. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Nisha, for sharing all these simple tips with everyone. We should definitely try all the tips that she's talking about. Fairly straightforward to incorporate all the simple things that she's talking. Stay tuned, keep supporting us. That's all I want to say, and have a great weekend. Happy, yeah. Anything else you want to add, Dr. Nisha? You're welcome to say.
Happy Holi from my side. It was a big festival yesterday in India. So happy Holi to all the Indians all over the world, or anybody else who celebrates Holi. And stay healthy, take care of your gut. This is where all the problems start. And you have to really, this is a daily practice. Taking care of yourself is a daily practice. It's a work in progress. It's not a destination. So keep working on it, become more aware of your issues, and that is the first, that's the only way you become healthier along the way.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Happy Holi to all our followers from India. We have quite a few of them. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for supporting us. Namaste. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.